Welcome to Out Loud with Mo 2.0.
Welcome to Out Loud with Mo 2.0, the show where we stop playing it safe and start living bold, authentic, courageous lives. I'm Mo, a leadership and performance coach, here to challenge the way you think about success, transformation, and what's possible for your life. Every week, you'll get the mindset shifts and momentum moves to help you break through and live out loud. Let's get started. What if the only thing keeping you from your biggest life is the size of your dream? Today, we're going to talk about why your goals might actually be too small and how to think so big that it scares you, but in the best way. Let's start by asking the question that most people never ask themselves. Am I dreaming big enough? It's a question most of us avoid because, honestly, if the answer is no, it means we have to face that gap between where we are now and where we could be, putting in the work. We have busy lives. Some of us don't want to put in the extra work, right? The size of your dream set the ceiling on your life. And the truth is, most of us set the ceiling way too low without even realizing it. So today, I want to walk you through how to recognize when you're playing too small and what it takes to expand your vision and the simple exercise you can take this week to start dreaming on a scale that actually excites you. What does playing it small look like in real life? Staying in the same job for years, even though you know you've outgrown that job. You know it. I felt it. I've been there. Saying, oh, one day, when it comes to your dreams and your hopes and desires, putting them off. Avoiding the risk altogether because of the fear of rejection or failure, wondering what others may be thinking, or they're laughing at me. The truth of the matter is, comfort zones aren't truly comfortable. They're just cages disguised as safe. Recently, I was faced with the crossroads. I retired early from the Department of the Navy as a result of DOGE, or the reduction in force that went throughout the federal government. I had major decisions to make. I'm married and have kids and all of that. I had to decide, do I completely retire? I'm still fairly young. And stay at home and watch the paint on the walls dry, which is fine for some people, is not my thing right now. Or do I go to industry and look for a job, the particular field that excites me? Or do I start my own business rooted in purpose and who I felt like I was being called to be? I took the latter course. I decided to start my own business. I make sure that this business that I've started is rooted in purpose. And those things that excite me yet scare me at the same time. As a result, I've landed in the last 2 months a couple of dream clients. I met incredible people, and I didn't know how I was going to pull all of this off, but I did. And that today, even still, blows my mind. So let's redefine the dream. Big isn't about size. It's about alignment with who you could become, who you're destined to be. Ask yourself, does my dream excite me and scare me both at the same time? I can relate to that. As I mentioned, when I started my business, I didn't know how I was going to pull it off. It was scary. There were a lot of unknowns. I knew that I was living in purpose. And what I needed to do, most importantly, was get out of my own way. And that started by getting out of my own head. Because in my head lives a lot of the imposter syndrome, the self-limiting beliefs. Who do you think you are? What qualifies you to do this or to do that? Well, you're just not good enough. All of those things occurred frequently throughout the day. Actually name what those feelings were and then learn to manage those feelings. And realize that these were barriers. The more I continued to believe those things, they became limitations that I was placing on myself. Once I removed those, wow, the trajectory started to change. I noticed a shift. And that shift has allowed me to become a keynote speaker. That shift has allowed me to become a coach and a mentor, to receive several contracts. As I started my business 2 months ago, I was excited, but I was also scared and nervous of failure. And even to this day, I still am. But also know that without the risk of failure, there's no growth. That risk of failure creates in me a spirit of constant preparation. And because of that, as I prepare, I realize that I continue to grow as I continue to put in the work. Don't be afraid to put in the work. Don't be afraid of rejection. I can attest to the feeling of excitement and the feeling of being scared and afraid at the same time when it comes to my dreams. And that's where your faith comes in. I knew that I had a purpose. I knew that I felt like I was rooting my business in my calling. My dream should be so big that it forces me to think, how in the world can I pull this off? But yet know deep down inside that I have everything it takes to pull it off. That forces me to rely on my network, whether it's an existing network or to get out there and beat feet against the pavement to create new networks, new relationships, new partnerships. But I also know that I have to put in the work. I got to enjoy the process. That's where the magic is, getting outside of my comfort zone. That allows me to grow. These self-limiting beliefs, imposter syndrome, all of those are things that are holding me back. And it stopped me several times. Thankfully, I have good coaches and mentors that I could call up and ask, hey, can you talk me through this? Hey, I'm kind of feeling this way. And it's like, Mo, get out of your own head. Look at what you achieved so far. You can do this. Having those resources in my life have been instrumental. I call these stretch opportunities. Your dream should make you stretch. Write down your current biggest goal. Then ask yourself, what would this goal look like if I were to double it? Matter of fact, what would it look like if I were to triple it? Circle that version that makes your heart race, that gets your blood flowing. That's your new target. And over the next week, I want you to encourage yourself and commit to doing a micro step, nothing too big, but a micro step toward that new, bigger dream. Your dream isn't too big for you. It may be too big for you right now. And that's why it's supposed to make you grow. You will never feel ready. It will always feel too big, too risky, or too far away. But that's exactly the point. Big dreams pull you forward. They demand you become more than you are today. Big dreams force you to grow and make you unstoppable. Small dreams keep you comfortable. So stop asking yourself, am I dreaming big enough? And start asking, am I becoming big enough for my dream? The answer is up to you. Choose wisely. I'll see you in the next episode.
Welcome to our